Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Accent Training Podcast. My name is Pat. I'm your personal American accent coach, and today is part 2 of Stopping T to Control Your Intonation. I'm breaking this up into 3 parts. Our next episode will be part 3. In part number 1, we spoke about NT word endings. I explained why it's important to stop words ending in T. Words like couldn't, shouldn't, want, sent, can't. To give yourself more control over the way that Americans perceive your tone of voice. In today's episode, we're going to go over a few examples using these negative contractions. Words like can't, shouldn't, wouldn't, couldn't, haven't, aren't, isn't. You see, 95% of the time, American English speakers are contracting those words. We don't say could not. I could not go. It either sounds too formal or it sounds a little bit too stressed. Contracting not uses that same habit that we practiced with NT word endings using T as that final glottal stop. And then in part 3, we're going to talk about a few idiomatic expressions. You know that I like idioms. You like idioms too. We're going to talk about them. So the common difficulty that folks face with today's topic is that they avoid contracting words. And when they do contract the words, like can't, won't, shouldn't, they'll pronounce the T at the ending. Now, while you are understood, this gives your speech an intimidating, a serious, even a condescending tone. It makes people feel like you're speaking to them as if they're a child or as if they're uneducated. And that's not a very nice way to talk to people. So, when not follows an auxiliary verb, we contract them together with an NT final stop ending. Cannot, can't. Have not, haven't. Is not, isn't. Now, I understand that some of you folks listening right now may need a quick reminder of how we make that happen. So, let me tell you. Step number 1 is we activate the glottis. Repeat after me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're using this valve in our throat, the glottis, to stop and start the sound. Uh-oh. If I pronounce the words went, tent, paint, I'm stopping the T at the ending of that word in my throat using my glottis. I also have the tip of my tongue going up to the position of the N, of the T, to my alveolar ridge behind my teeth. This way I can end the sound with a quick and brief N. Now N and T use the same position. That's why I said of the N, of the T, because they use the same position. So repeat a brief little exercise after me so we can get the feel for this going once again, waking up these muscles. Tent, 10. Paint, pain. Can't, can. Now, the last one of those is an interesting one, isn't it? Can't, can. Those words have opposite meanings, obviously. The difference between them is in that raise of voice and the glottal stop. Can't, can. So now that we've woken your muscles up to that, I want you to repeat a few phrases after me. Phrase number 1. I can't make it. I can't make it. Number 2. You don't think so? You don't think so? Number 3. I haven't been. I haven't been. Number 4. You didn't help. You didn't help. Number 5. They weren't working. They weren't working. Number 6. John shouldn't try that. John shouldn't try that. So feel free to listen to those sentences once more all the way through, getting a good feel for those stops so that you can control your stress. The goal here is that you build a habit. You're building a habit of stopping the T when you're contracting your words, specifically in those negative contexts. Something I've said many, many times, and I will say many times more. We want to be hyper-focused on one specific area for you to start seeing changes. There are more times that we stop T, and there are times that we do not stop T. We are not concerning ourselves with those times in this particular episode. We're just focusing on NT endings with negative contractions. So a couple more phrases, and then we'll wrap this one up for today. First off, it isn't my fault. It isn't my fault. They aren't ready to go. They aren't ready to go. We haven't had a chance yet. We haven't had a chance yet. I thought you wouldn't try. I thought you wouldn't try. I'm sure you won't mind. Now, folks, here's what you can do if you want to master this. You can replay this episode. You can listen to it one more time from beginning to end. You could even just go back and listen to the exercises. Whatever you like. The point is, every time that you listen to this episode and you focus on the contractions, you focus on stopping T and making the N short and all these little factors, these little habits to control your accent, you will be empowering your communication. You'll be making a decision to control the implications of your own speech. And my friend, that is a very powerful habit to strengthen. So if you've listened to this episode all the way through, you know what you got to do next. You got to listen to it one more time. And then after you listen to it one more time, you've got to go to the next episode. You've got to go to number 173, because episode number 173 is going to help you put this to work with a few idiomatic expressions. Idiomatic expressions so that you are using new patterns and new sounds with brand new phrases. If you do that, you will know that you are taking your English skills forward. You won't be losing your skills, you'll be improving your skills. Your communication skills are either getting better or they're getting worse. Skills are not stagnant. They go up or they go down. And if you're using a brand new idiomatic expression with a brand new habit, then you know that they're going up. So, check out the next episode. If it's not available yet, do not panic. They will be available soon, because I will have many new things to teach you in the days to come. Have a good one, folks.